And then let's go ahead and move your follow distance back down to the lowest. All right. Be on my 6, Charles. Oh, no, too close. Welcome to the flip side, and welcome to another episode of ARK Survival Evolved, where today is the day we are going to head back into the Death Cave to go get the artifact of the SKYLORD. It just seems like it is high time. First, oh no, don't do this. Don't do this, man. My keyboard has been working great. Okay, all right, we're back. We're back. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, oopsies. Hold on. Did it? Bip. All right. So here's the dealio. My keyboard has been working quite nicely, actually, as of late. But as soon as I turn this on, it's like freaking out on me again. I don't know what's up with that, but it is the way that it is, and we are just gonna make this happen. It seems the keyboard works much better when I'm standing up versus when I'm sitting down. So that is what we are going to roll with today. I'm going to stand. Besides, I've been sitting a lot these days. I feel like everything we do is on our bums. So, we're gonna go ahead and stand up. Also, I'm super tired and have no caffeine currently in the house. So here we go. This should be a fun experiment to see if I can survive without the wonderful drug of caffeine. Okay, we are not even close to the amount of metal we need for this industrial forge. I thought we were close. Not even remotely. So maybe I should go grab some metal real quick first. Or maybe I'll grab some metal just while I'm out. Yeah, but why would I do it when I'm out? That doesn't make any sense. No, hold on. I want to save the wood if we can. No point in wasting all of that. Okay, put that out. And we'll put that out as well. Okay, well let's grab just a little bit of metal. And I'm not gonna take my Anki, because it just takes too long. It really does. He's too slow. I still haven't up movement speed or anything like that on the server, so if I take the Anki, we're just in for a long trip. And actually, I don't even know if the metal nodes have respawned over here. Crap! Still no metal nodes to be found. Man, I really need to fix those. Oh, he's such a cool Bronto! We do currently have the Summer Bash event going on, which is always an exciting treat to see all the dinosaurs, and it marks almost the 1-year anniversary of Sarah and I playing this game, so pretty cool. It's one of my first memories of this game, actually, is playing through the Summer Bash event back in the day, back in 2020, and so it's kind of cool to see it again, and it feels like we've gone full circle from the beginning of the Summer Bash event last year to the summer event that is currently going on right at this moment. But anyway, so I don't know what's been going on with ARK recently, but it has needed a lot of upgrades as of late. Upgrades, wow. Updates. See, this is why I should not try to do this without first partaking in some caffeine. But you know what? It is what it is. Sarah and I have a ton of recording to do today of our co-op series, which I'm super excited to do, actually, because we were having so much fun the last time we were playing through that. And we got those new skins, the inflatable Rex suit skins, which are just the best skins that this game has ever come out with. I mean, there's some good skins. I really enjoy the events for the items that usually come out of them, but far and away, no competition. The inflatable Rex skin is maybe the best thing that they've ever created. It is just so much fun. And you get, there's actually a lot of really great emotes as well that you can get with this event. Do I have them unlocked on this character? No, I don't. Got a hula dance and a mosh, though, which we can do, because I needed those for a thumbnail. But I don't have my air guitar or my air drums. If you want to see all those, just go check out our co-op series. But anyway, I was thinking recently just about ARK. Since we are playing ARK, we might as well discuss ARK. Because I remember not too long ago, Sarah and I created a countdown video of our top 10 most annoying creatures in ARK. And my number 1 most annoying creature was the Prolovia, and I stick by that. I totally stick by that. But there was oh man, I was just watching it, and I was thinking to myself, you know, there's another creature that I've thought of that is also very annoying that I didn't put on the list. Oh man, what was it? It wasn't the raptor. It wasn't that. Crap. See, do you guys ever do this where you start a conversation because you're like, oh, I have something I wanted to tell you, and then you start actually diving into the conversation and realize that you've actually forgotten everything you wanted to say. So just take everything I was about to say and just forget it. Just dump it into the unnecessary recesses of your mind and be like, yeah, this is a waste. I don't need to store this in any sort of long-term memory because it holds 0 value to my life. So that's what you should be thinking right now about what I was just about to say, because I've got nothing for you. Okay. Let's go and grab our buddy, Chuck. Where's Chuck? That's Charles. Charles. Chuck. Chuck. Right? This is Chelsea and Charles. Or is this Charles Jr. that I'm on right now? No, this is Chelsea. Yeah, and then there's Charles. Ah, there he is. What's up, dude? All right, Charles Jr. You're healed up. You got some melee damage pumped into you. We're going to go get that artifact, and I'm hoping that your floaty floats is going to be helpful to us in some way, shape, or form. Okay, we'll take those things, and then, you know what? Yeah, we'll take Peter just because he's got a little bit of extra speed over some of the other birds. And here we go. Watch this. Did you know that you can do your emotes on top of... Can you actually? Ah! Oh my goodness. That does not seem safe in any way. Let's do this one. I like this one better. Yeah! On the bird. That makes no sense at all. But I'm totally cool with it. It's the stupidest thing ever. Gosh, I hate how slow we are. It's gonna take us ages to get up to the SKYLORD base. Okay, listen. I don't need to be staring at your rump, woman. Put some pants on. My gosh. It's a family-friendly channel. You do not need to be wearing your swim trunks. Okay? Gee whiz. Little harlot flying around forcing us to look at that green booty. No, thank you. I am a married man. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. Moving on to a new conversation. Speaking about the countdowns, though, I actually had 2 paths that I was going to go with that conversation. I was going to talk about one of the annoying dinosaurs that I thought of that could have gone on the list. Clearly that train of thought is gone. So we're abandoning that and moving on to what are some of the other countdowns that you guys would maybe like to see? Because I think it'd be fun to make another one of those one of these days. And one that I think would be fun, and actually we'll just kind of discuss it here. Perhaps we'll make it into its own video and we can get Sarah's feedback. But I wanted to talk about my favorite of the ARK maps. Since we are doing this series where we are having to play through all of the ARK story DLCs, and now I have played them all, even though I have not, at this point, finished Genesis Part 2. Sarah and I have finished all the other story DLCs, and I think I know enough to rate them, and I will say that let's go least favorite to favorite. At least this is my impression with our original series. Perhaps playing through them again on this, in this playthrough that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Maybe my opinions will change, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about this now, so that I can then revisit this idea in the future and see that if playing through this on hardcore is actually going to make a difference in my opinion of my favorite maps. But my least favorite one by far, like bar none, was Genesis Part 1. I started out loving that map and came to hate it so fast just through the glitchiness and the frustrating missions, and I actually did not like the way that the map was split up into a whole bunch of separate areas they had to warp between. It just made everything a little bit more annoying than I would have liked it to be. So Genesis, I did like about Genesis. I did like the idea of the missions. I thought that was super cool, and I think it's much better executed in Genesis Part 2. But in the first one, yeah, it's no good. Too glitchy, too frustrating. And another thing I did like, though, was the Hexagon store. It was really nice being able to talk to Helena and get materials. Now, that's maybe more of a cop-out than anything, just because you could go and get all those materials on your own. So it's really just a time saver, and I love things that save time in video games, especially video games that I'm playing for a Let's Play. So that I did appreciate about Genesis Part 1, but almost everything else, I really didn't love it. So Genesis Part 1, oh, well, I will say also one more positive thing. Maybe I should start splitting these into like pros and cons, but I did like the boss fight in Genesis Part 1, where you're fighting Thanos. That's not Thanos, but you're fighting all what the heck? Oh no. I think my keyboard. Okay, we're back. Thanos, who's not Thanos, you're fighting him, and you're fighting like all these little glitchy humanoids, and they're running at you and all that good stuff. I thought the boss fight was actually pretty cool for Genesis Part 1. But overall, my least favorite map, and it's not even really close. The second map, remember, going from least favorite to favorite, is Scorched Earth. Now, Scorched Earth is one of those maps that I feel like I didn't get the best feel for. We obviously did play through it, but it was far too easy when we did play through it. It was so easy that we just blasted through the map, and I don't even have a real solid memory about a lot that happened in that, because I believe we got all 3 artifacts in a single episode, because we had some Thylacos which were just way too OP, and we went in and trashed every artifact cave. It was just far, far too easy. And that caused, for it not to be as fun or exciting or interesting, I guess, in some of the other maps. And so admittedly, my experience with Scorched Earth, I think, is a little tainted, just because I'm unsure. I'm interested to play it again in this series if we ever get past the island, which is a big if. We may die this episode. It'll be interesting to see. But I'm curious to see if I enjoy Scorched Earth more when it's much more difficult. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I also enjoyed on Scorched Earth. I did like the environment. Did not love the sandstorms. I don't like like not being able to really see or run or... the sandstorms were kind of a frustrating part. And another thing that kind of taints my time with Scorched Earth was the Dodo Wyvern debacle, which was just so irritating. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I believe it was in Season 3 that we went back to Scorched Earth to find and fight the Dodo Wyvern, and it was just the most aggravating, frustrating, irritating series of events where our base disappeared, and then we couldn't find the Dodo Wyvern for the life of us, and then there was just all sorts of glitches, and it was just very, very frustrating. So that's kind of plagued my thoughts of Scorched Earth as well. So I'm as much as it's only my number 2 on this increasing list, I'm actually excited to go back and play it. I'm not excited to play Genesis Part 1 again. There's really no part of me that's excited for that, but I am very excited to give Scorched Earth another chance, because I feel like I didn't give it a fair shake, and I'm hoping that it can kind of climb on my list of favorite DLCs after completing it again. But moving on to number 3, I'm going to put Genesis Part 2. Specifically, here's the thing. I haven't finished Genesis Part 2, so I'm not sure. I've only played like maybe 14 or 15 hours in Genesis Part 2 at this point. So, I enjoyed the beginning of Genesis Part 1, mind you. So perhaps Genesis Part 2 is going to lose me at some point, but I don't see any signs of that happening yet. I'm really, really enjoying what there is. The missions seem much better structured, much less glitchy, at least the ones that I've done so far. I love the new creatures. The Shadow Mane is super cool. I love the map and the way that it's set up. It's all one unified place, which is wonderful. And on top of all that, you start with tech armor. And it's not super strong tech armor, but it just adds to your mobility opportunities. Being able to fly around the map and run and have a little bit of extra defense when you are when you're unarmed with your super punch. It's so nice. After having played through so many DLCs and done the same grind over and over and over again, it just switches up the formula just enough to make it really interesting and feel fresh. And so I really, really appreciate Genesis Part 2 so far. And I'm putting it in number 3 on my list. So, number 4, and again, this is from my least favorite to favorite. So what do we have so far? We have Genesis Part 1, Scorched Earth, Genesis Part 2, and then I think I'll put the island in terms of just my favorite maps that are based on the story. I'm not going through the free like DLCs like the Valgero and Ragnarok and all those, because I actually haven't played through all those. Just played through the story ones. So the island is my next one, and these are where we're starting to get to the ones I really, really enjoy. I really enjoy the island. Obviously, we're here now. I've probably spent the most time on the island just because of how many times we have started new characters or started new Let's Plays or come back here to experience events. It is a wonderful map. I love the diversity in the biomes. Even though there's not a huge diversity, you've got like your beaches, your redwoods, some meadows, and snow. So it's not a huge variety compared to some of the other maps, but I still do enjoy it. It's kind of the classic, and it just feels like it's, I don't know, it's the original. So when you come back to the island after playing some of the other maps, it just feels like simpler times, like you're going back to simpler times, and you can just enjoy your playthrough. Because it's just simple, go get the artifacts, use the artifacts to fight a boss, and that's it. There's not a ton of other things that you're competing with that has been added in after the fact. The creatures are fairly straightforward. There's nothing that's insane to tame that takes any kind of like crazy kind of methods or anything like that. The Giga's the hardest thing, but it's still, you just trank it with trank darts. And yeah, so I really enjoy the island and just how simple it is. It's always nice to come back to it after being on the other maps for just kind of a reprieve from the chaos. Granted, we're about to walk into chaos, but it's again, it's just simpler. And I really enjoy that after how complex some of the other maps get down the line. But moving on, my next favorite after the island is Aberration. I really, really enjoyed Aberration. And that one is probably the trickiest, I want to say, of all the DLC maps so far, just because of the radiation and the darkness and all that crazy stuff that's going on in that map. It can be pretty insane, but it is so fun. I love the atmosphere, the underground, and the constant threat of the nameless. I love the bulb dogs and just the light pets in general. I just love all of them. I think they're adorable and awesome. And there's just something about Aberration that really did it for me. I really, really enjoyed it, and I am exceptionally excited to go back and play Aberration again, but I am also rather terrified for when we do go back, because I feel Aberration could be one of the harder maps for us to complete in the hardcore mode. Okay, listen. Charles? For some reason, I cannot jump off of you, so we're... Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm in a perpetual free fall. All right, we've got problems. We've got problems. Nah, I could just do this. Hold on. What is the key to have someone move real quick, and then we'll get back? Oh, what is this thing? Oh, okay. That's not. Nope, not what I need. Where's the move here? Move to location. Move to here. I'll move to comma. Let's see. Ah, crap. Yeah, my head's like jammed in the ceiling. Okay. No. Hold on. Stop. Just. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're ready to go again. Okay. Do I have my otter? Fantastic. And then let's go ahead and move your follow distance back down to the lowest. All right. Be on my 6, Charles. Oh, no. Too close. Too close, Charles. Gee whiz, dude. You're gonna... Ah, stop moving. You're gonna push me into a freaking cliff, dude. I swear if I die because Chuck pushed me into a cliff, I'm gonna be very, very upset. But I suppose we can continue our conversation here. My very favorite of the DLC maps, bar none, 100%, is Extinction. I loved Extinction. I loved the aesthetic of Extinction, the fact that you're on this, like you're back on Earth, which is super cool, and you're in this big ruined city, and you've got the Enforcers and the Titans. Oh, it was so good. There was really nothing about Extinction that I can recall disliking in any way. I had such a good time with Extinction, and I would have enjoyed actually staying on Extinction for even longer than we were at, than we did for Season 4, and just continuing to play it because it was that much fun. Where, man, there was something about it. I don't know if it was just our Let's Play through it, or if it was genuinely how good the episode was, or if we just felt like we were hitting our stride with our series of arcs. So I couldn't really even put my finger on it. There's just something about it. I loved how it was always daytime. It was such a nice juxtaposition to the darkness of Aberration, and now all of a sudden you're in this place where it's always daytime. Talk about variety in the biomes, because you have the different biome spheres that you can go into in Extinction. Also, we totally just nailed that. Didn't even see any enemies in there. We just walked in, grabbed the artifact, and walked out. I wasn't expecting it to be that easy. Didn't even need Chuck in any way, shape, or form. We were totally fine without him. There was no enemies there, but hey, better to be prepared than dead. That's what I always say. So, hey, I'm pretty happy with how that went. But yeah, Extinction, I don't know, man. I think the corrupted dinos are super cool. I love the wave-based thing. The only thing that was frustrating about the Extinction battles, or just the Extinction DLC in general, I suppose, was frequently Sarah and I ran into, we were doing like the wave defense things, either for the loot crates, for the loot drops, or the element vein defense. And there would be like one dinosaur left, and he would be out somewhere glitching out on a rock, and it would just cause like the wave to continue forever and ever. And that part was, admittedly, pretty frustrating, but that is a pretty small flaw in the eye of a really, really cool DLC. And I'm excited to get back there. It is quite daunting, though, talking about these DLCs and our experiences with them, and realizing that in this particular Let's Play, that we need to get through every single one of them without dying in order for this to be a success. I don't even know if it's possible, quite frankly, with mostly official stats that we're running right now. I'm hard-pressed to think that it's going to be as simple as it's feeling right now, because I feel pretty good about where we are in the game and our chances of completing the island, just because of my experience with the island. I've done it so many times. Like, I feel fairly confident playing through this map, but especially when we get to Scorched Earth and Aberration. If we could get past Scorched Earth and Aberration, I think we've got a decent chance of finishing Extinction and Genesis Part 1 without dying, but it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. So much can go wrong in a split second, as we just saw with the fact that Charles Jr. nearly pushed me to my death. You don't know who you can trust. You really can't. Sometimes you can't even trust your own dinosaurs. And something I can explicitly say that I can't trust is this darn keyboard, which has gone out on me a couple times here, but thankfully has been significantly more reliable this time around than it was previously in the last episode. In the last episode, I was seriously about to lose my freaking mind with how frustrated I was getting with this dang keyboard. Thankfully, though, the keyboard is working much, much better this go-around than it was prior. I should have brought the RG. I know I should have brought the RG because I could have gotten all this metal while I was out. I could have harvested it, thrown it in the RG, and flown back. No issues, no fuss, no muss. Dang it. All right. That's okay, though. It's okay. We got an artifact, which this episode just really feels like it was a lot of flying back and forth without a lot happening, but we got a freaking artifact this episode. Was not quite expecting that, and didn't even have to kill anything. I think I'm yet to kill a creature this episode, which we don't go very many episodes without killing something. We could go back to the island and kill that cool blue and green Bronto, I suppose, but why would we do that? We don't need its prime meat right now, unless we want to make some prime meat jerky, which we can make a preserving bin and start making some of that jerky, and perhaps get ourselves like a new emote or something like that before this event ends. Or wait, no. The prime meat jerky is not the emote. The prime meat jerky is the chibi. Yes. I think the emotes are just cooked prime meat. But prime meat jerky unlocks the emotes for you. No, sorry, the chibis. Gosh. Sorry, I'm distracted. Let's toss these rocks. All right. It's only 150 more metal, but my boy Peter here, he's not the strongest dude. He's got decent speed when it comes to flying, but he's not really great at actually carrying lots of things at once. Okay, let's give him some food. I'm realizing that his hunger is going down pretty rapidly, so we'll throw some food in that big boy. And then we're going to just fly on our way back home. But let's talk a little bit more about the ARK map. So something I don't have a lot of experience in are the free DLC maps. So Valguero, which I've played on more than the other maps, but still I've never even fought the bosses on that. Ragnarok. What are the other ones? There's Crystal Isles. Obviously, Crystal Isles I do know pretty well, which was an awesome map. Like, genuinely, that was a great map. And it kind of harkened back to like the simplicity of the island, which I greatly appreciated, especially coming off of Genesis Part 1 when I played Crystal Isles. But there's a new one, like Fjordur, which is like a winter one, and there's Fenris, the big wolf thing. I don't know. Is that a mod, or is that like an official map that's coming out? I don't know. I've just seen some stuff about a winter map, and it looks pretty cool. I think I'd like to play that sometime. Sarah and I have got... See, we'll probably start hitting more of these DLC maps, like these free ones, after we finish Genesis Part 2, and then are in need of a couple extra seasons, leading all the way up to the release of ARK 2, which we plan to continue playing ARK Survival Evolved until ARK 2 comes out, and then probably, hopefully, have all the maps for this first ARK done, so that we can transition on to ARK 2 without having left anything behind. It may end up being 10, 11, or 12 seasons worth of ARK. My gosh, that is so much content of just straight through playing ARK. Wow. It still blows my mind that Sarah and I are on Season 7 of our co-op series. It's just so cool. How cool is it, if I could brag about my wife again? I know I do that a lot, especially in this series. But how cool is it that I got to marry a woman who is so amazing, who has played through 7 seasons of Let's Plays of ARK Survival Evolved with me. And ARK's not even really Sarah's favorite game. Heck, it's not even close to my favorite game. But we do love doing this as our YouTube channel, as frustrating as the game can be at times. But she sacrifices all the time, her evenings and some days on her weekends, to record this with me and for you guys. When it's not necessarily like a passion of hers, she does it for me and she does it for you guys. And I just appreciate her so much. She's really, really the best. Okay, let's go ahead and park it. Beep. Dimetrodon would be a good creature to have just because it'd be a little extra defense in case I got myself into a pickle. But you know what? I'm sticking with the otter because the otter, it's my baby. It's my baby. Can't just turn my back on it. All right, so now we have the artifact of the clever and the artifact of the SKYLORD. I feel like I should be keeping track of these somewhere. Perhaps I will create a new storage box when I get back to the house, yeah. Peter's not eating, though. I'm kind of concerned. Got a billboard. Does he only eat fish meat? Let me check. Let me just check. If I could steal some of the... Wow, you've got so much fish meat, girlfriend. Let's go ahead and... Ah, there we go. Okay, so only fish meat for my big boy Peter here. Good to know. I'm happy that I noticed that, actually, because that could have ended up badly when Peter dies because he is starving to death and he falls right out of the sky. Is that a Spiny? What level are you, friend? Ah, you're the 88. I remember you. I remember you well. 9 darts. Okay, goodbye. It was wonderful meeting you, Mr. Spino, but I have nothing for you today. Or more, I guess the better way to say that, you really have nothing for me today. Because you don't want to be my friend. And I don't think I'm going to be able to make you my friend with 9 trank darts, regardless of how powerful my ascendant crossbow is. I do not think it will be good enough. I think another fun countdown to do, like I think it'd be fun to make that favorite map thing into... like an actual countdown. I think a countdown video. And then discuss it with Sarah, too. I think that'd be fun. But I think another interesting one... Oh, well, first, before I move on to my next topic, post in the comments what your guys' favorite maps are. If you played all the story DLCs, or even just the ones you have played, order them for me from your least favorite to favorite, or favorite to least favorite. Just specify how you're going to list it so that we know. Because I'm curious what you guys think about the maps. But I think it would also be interesting to go through all the different events and kind of list favorite to least favorite events. I think that would be a fun one too. The biggest event that comes to mind always for me is the Halloween event, which was just an epic, colossal nightmare event to record, because I loved the event. I loved the aesthetic. I loved the music. I loved the dodo Rex that shows up and the moon turns yellow and there's meteors. Like, it's so cool. Everything about the Halloween event I love, except for the fact that the dodo Rex and the dodo Wyvern's locations are completely random. Completely. And you have to try to find them at night. It's just no fun, because it's so dark and the maps are so big, it's just impossible. I wish there was a way you could track the Rex and the Wyvern, because if you could, then that would change the whole event. For example, I'm pausing right here because if you guys didn't see, back in Season 3 when we did the Halloween event here on the island, the dodo Rex, we found him like here, like wedged, like head first or butt first or something into that rock. And we searched for so many cycles, because I think he shows up every 3rd night at midnight, and we just looked all over the island for hours and hours, and then eventually found him there. And it was just, by the time we found him, it was just frustrating at that point. You know, it just wasn't fun anymore. So it'd be really cool for the next Halloween event if they make a way for you to find the Dodo Rex and the Dodo Wyvern, like maybe build some kind of tracker or summon it in some way. Sarah and I did kind of like a fun thing where we pretended to summon the Dodo Rex, which I thought was a lot of fun. And that would, I feel like, be a much better way to do it, especially in the Halloween event. You collect like these, if you collect like these special tribute items, and then you can summon the Dodo Rex, like through some kind of ritual or something. That seems very Halloween appropriate and would be a lot more engaging than just having to wander around the island for days trying to find this elusive beast. But I do enjoy that one a lot. I really enjoy the Christmas event. The Thanksgiving event, Sarah and I mostly skipped because we were still so burnt out about the Halloween event, and the Thanksgiving one was right after that, and we were just like, we are not getting into another event right now. No, thank you. So we largely skipped the Thanksgiving event, which I don't really even know what that one is. I know there's super turkeys, which were kind of funny. We fought one once just because we were recording a normal episode. And they're pretty OP. They're pretty OP, but that seemed like it might be kind of a fun event to experience this year. I like the Easter one. I like the Valentine's Day event. I think that one's very funny. I love all the outfits and costumes you get during that one. And then the Summer Bash. Those are the only ones I can think of, at least right now, of events that we gave. Ah! Oh! That actually startled me. Oh my gosh. It's interesting that the Pelly won't land to regain stamina over water. I mean, the other birds won't. I know that because they can't land on water, but since this guy can land on water, I wonder why he does not just land automatically. All right, I think we're in the clear. Even the Sharky boy doesn't want a piece of Peter, my friend here. My friend Peter doesn't want even a little piece of me. By the way, as we are nearing the very end of this episode, I just want to give a massive and awesome thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. And yeah, we are sitting at almost 96,000 subscribers now, which is insane. Granted, the vast majority of those subscribers are here for content that we hardly ever make anymore, which is the talking dinosaur stuff. And really what we do now is ARK Let's Plays, and there's not a lot of people who subscribe to our channel for those Let's Plays, which is a real bummer. But for those of you guys who are here and have subscribed recently or have just stuck with us and watched these ARK Let's Plays, really appreciate you guys. It's because of you guys who watch our ARK stuff that allows us to continue making YouTube videos, because if we didn't have ARK and like Jurassic World Evolution and the Let's Plays that we do, we would not be able to do YouTube at the capacity that we do, because we don't make any revenue off of the dubs, because it's all copyrighted. So this is the only way that we can make any money, and because you guys watch it, it allows us to be able to create more videos. And just incredibly grateful for that you guys watch that, and just for the opportunity you've presented Sarah and I, just as a family, to be able to make videos and entertain you guys, hopefully, and provide you guys with some clean entertainment that you can enjoy. So just really, really grateful, and wanted to share that with you guys today, because I'm just feeling extra thankful for everything you guys have done for us. So it's much appreciated. But this is where we are going to end the episode for today, as we are going to turn in our boop. There we go. Artifact of the Clever and Artifact of the SKYLORD. So 2 down, 57 to go, or something like that. And it should be a party. And yeah, baby! I like the SWAT pants with the Shadow Mane shirt. It's a wonderful combination. But this is where we're going to end the episode. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see all of you on the flip side.